Guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is, let's get this, come on. It is Friday, February 7th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 6 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 48 degrees with a high of 52 and a low of 40. Welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and of course the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. Now, what that means is the how I'm doing something, the what, the how, and the why. What I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and then explaining why. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always fun. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact, which I know a majority of you do. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. So tonight, and of course the natural format of this broadcast is I always do a buddy color, which means I provide to you a piece that you can color with me, and it's from one of my published books. This one is from Vintage Valentine Postcards Jubilee. There are 50 images. This is the cover if anybody's interested. And this is what some of the pages look like. Isn't that cute? So that's what we're working on. Now, I also gave you in my Facebook group extra pieces, extra coloring pages. So you get more than just this. All right. The next thing that we're going to be working on is out of the Posh Coloring Book, Thomas Kincaid, Painter of Light. Beautiful little book. And this is the image that we've been working on. I've been getting especially good feedback from you guys about this. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And you know that I always remind you this is an oil painting. And that your coloring page will never look exactly like it. So treat this as a guide. All right. So let me get rid of that for a while. So let's see who's popped in. Miss Tammy, welcome. Carmen, hi Carmen. Mamie, so glad to see you. Hi Mamie. Miss Lori's here. Hello Sandy. Miss Maggie's here. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday to one and all. Hello, Grace. Amazing Grace, so glad to see you. I'm glad you are here tonight. All right. Have fun and color here with us and learn something new. All right, that just popped out. All right, get your paper towel, get your scratch sheet. Hello, Karen. I hope you guys are enjoying our little girl here. So tell me, how was your day today? Win? Hello, Janie. Win, lose, or draw? I'm going to say draw. It's been quiet for me. Tammy, draw. Grace, draw. Sandy, draw. Maggie, draw. Carmen, draw. Keep going, guys. Lori says, win. Your brother brought you the 2 new Prismacolor pencils. Yes. Mamie, draw. Oh, Janie said, hi, ILene. Just started the mailbox picture. Oh, that'll be darling. Janie, draw. Karen, draw. Okay, good. So everybody's having a quiet day. So yesterday we had tornado warnings here in Tennessee. Unfortunately, there were a couple of fatalities. Heartbreaking. Okay, let me grab something here. All right. So pull out your eyeshadow if you have it, or your chalks. Click. All right, you guys are getting excited about an orchid pencils. Has Prismacolor brought them back? What's the deal? Oh, these are new colors. All right. So get your little sponge tip applicator out. And I'm going to get my eyeshadow out, and we're going to color up that heart. Now, when I have a larger area like this, I like to use either a chalk or the eyeshadow. Is everybody aware that you can use eyeshadow on your coloring pieces? All right, here are my eyeshadow. Whoops. Now, I'm going to start out with a light pink. Now, your light pink will work better in your lightest areas. Okay, Janie, thank you. Now, I'm also going to come in with a medium pink. And I'm going to swirl that on the light area as well. Everybody see how I'm adding that little extra boost of color on the light area? So we've got 2 shades of color on our light area. How pretty is that? Now, Maggie just put up the link for these disposable eyeshadow applicators. I love them because they are 3 inches long. Now, I want you to notice that I'm putting on multiple layers of my color. Just like with a colored pencil. Sandy's got them. Aren't they great, Sandy? Now, please don't throw them out for one application. You've got different sizes, different sides, excuse me. So you can use them for other things. All right. Let me do something here. Give me a minute. Okay, now, using that same applicator, I'm going to come in with a little purple on my darker color. And notice how I blend that towards the pink. Now, I really don't have a red in this, so I'm going to switch up to pencils in a moment. Okay. Let me brush that off. And then I'm going to come in with a red. Make sure you have a good red. Hold on one second, guys. All right. Now we're going to take our red. And we're going to work it to the outside of the heart. And be sure to blend that in. Now, there's the link for the eyeshadows. 120 colors. Is there anybody watching that hasn't used eyeshadow before? Grace. Okay, then I'm going to bring my red up towards the top. And I want you to notice that I'm making that edge a little bit darker. Now, take your time. Oh, Lori, you never have used eyeshadow. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, eyeshadow makes a beautiful, beautiful way to color in bigger areas. Mamie went ahead, and you don't need expensive eyeshadow. I'm going to turn this. Mamie went ahead and put the link to the eyeshadow on Amazon. Lori, I wasn't aware that you hadn't ever used it before. All right. Now, just be sure that you make the two sides of your heart, as far as coloring, a little bit different. That way you've got a more interesting dynamic piece. Okay. Now I'm going to bring that darker red around the fingers. And down the side. Oh, okay, Lori. Well, this is good information for you then. So I've used pink, purple, and red. On this heart. And I'm going to use my paper towel. And we're just going to blend that up a little more. All right. Now I'm going to add one little thing here. I'm going to add a little bit of Payne's Gray. Now, you've got to be really delicate with your Payne's Gray. I am barely touching the page. And you just want to skim your color over the edge. Now, don't wipe out that red edge. Just add a little bit. And then I'm going to add it underneath the fingers. Between the fingers. Isn't that beautiful? All right. And then we'll take my eraser. Even better, I'm going to take my white pencil. And I'm going to add a little bit of shine to that heart with that white. Make very sure that you don't see the strokes of the pencil in your page. Any questions? And I'm going to put a little bit more white here. You can see the emphasis. See that little splotch right there? And more finger blend. And then I'm going to add a circular splotch over here. Now, let me pull out so you can see the effect. Isn't that beautiful? Questions? Okay, now while I'm here, I'm going to blend this purple that I put on the sleeve. And that's because I want it to look softer. Same thing with this other side. You want that softer look on the lace. Any questions about that? Okay. Let me pull out. Can we say DDG? Drop dead gorgeous. Thank you, Maggie. Okay. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to do my lace. And we worked it in ivory. Now, you pretty much can go over the entire area with your ivory pencil. Your darker little holes will still show up. We want that soft look. Now, Sarah, hello. Now, this is the underside of the top where the ivory is folded over on itself. So we're going to take a light gray, and we're just going to go over that, underneath that edge a little bit. Sarah, I'm delighted you're choosing to spend it with us. Finger blend. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, Ellie was calling from her other grandmoms. Janie just sent me a picture. This is the mailbox it is in. It's the bonus page. V is for Valentine's Day Jubilee. Isn't that cute? Janie, that is looking really good. I love how that wood looks. What do you guys think? Don't forget to make some of the envelopes pink. Okay. Now let's continue with our ivory. So Sarah, can I have the link? I will turn in my Fetch gift card for the money to buy the postcard book. Oh, Janie, you'll probably finish it tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, maybe you'll get you that link to the postcard book. Okay, look how pretty that ivory looks with the heart and the face. Now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to blend a little more with my ivory on the sleeves. There's the link for you. And thank you for your purchase. Well, hello, Angie. All righty. Now, let's work on a few more of these flowers. Oh, Angie, no problem. So I'm starting now below the little girl on our left, and we're going back with our roses. We've got a couple of buds up here. Oh, it was a book or a haircut. Understood. Okay, now I'm going to use my lightest pink, and I'm just going to tint in where I'm going to be coloring in my flowers. You know, I like to do that when we get into areas that are busy looking. Check it out. So there's my light color. Oh, Sarah says book. Between haircut and a book, Sarah says book. Okay. You go, Sarah. Okay, dark color. Now, we've got little teeny tiny areas here. So this is where you use your artistic intuition. And yes, all of you have artistic intuition. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coloring. And then I'm going to come in with my medium. And we're going to do a little bit of blending. and then just come back and adjust accordingly. So I'm going to just pop in a little more dark here. All right, next flower. Here's my dark. Now remember, I always tell you, don't pound in your pencils. Come in lightly. Oh, Sarah, you donated your hair twice? Is that what you mean? Okay, then I'm going to come in with my medium. Again, notice how I'm using my medium to blend. Isn't that beautiful? And then I'm going to come in with my light pink. And notice how I'm back blending over everything else, because by using this pencil as a blender, it gives us a really soft look to this rose. Who's coloring with me tonight? Miss Janie, you are? And if you're not coloring with me, what are you coloring? And if you're not coloring, what are you doing? Sarah says, not me. I'm organizing my pencils and then diamond painting. Angie, you're in romantic country. Now, I'm going to take my ivory pencil and I'm going to highlight over my light areas. I want that soft look. That's why I'm not using white. Isn't that beautiful? Now, Maggie says, just watching, my thumbs are in recovery from moving everything. Lori's playing with Inktense. Tammy is working in the word search picture, only 2 more after it's 1+ finished. Ooh! You completely devoured that book, haven't you? All right, I'm going to go up to the hat. And I'm going to take my ivory. And I'm going to highlight a little bit on my lighter color. Check it out. And let's go to this one. This row is over here. Tammy, I can't wait to see what you do with the page with the movie stars. That's going to be pretty involved. Angie, you've got more ivory pencils coming in. Oh, Tammy, that's what you're working on now. Okay. Yes, it is very detailed. Let me pull out. Check out these roses with the ivory highlighting. Okay, let's go back down to our flowers here. I'm going to put a little bit of light pink on here just to identify which is which. All right, Sarah, you've created a monster. And then we'll put a little bit of our light pink here. On these little teeny tiny buds. Okay. Darkest pencil. A little bit on our teeny tiny bud here. And then I'm going to come in with my medium. And we're going to blend all of that up. Okay, then our smaller flowers here. I'm going to stick with my medium. All right, and let me pull out. Isn't that beautiful? Sit tight, peeps. I gotta look something up for Mamie. Any questions about what I'm doing? Hallelujah. Let's see. Oh, guys, by the way, the Faber-Castell chalks that I use are on sale. They're roughly 50% off. Mamie's going to get you the link. So if you're considering those, now would be the time to get it. Okay. Let's pull out. Look how it's working out now that this little girl's going to be swimming in a sea of roses. Isn't that beautiful? Guys, those Faber-Castell chalks are 50% off. Let me show you the box. You know I use them all the time. This is what the box looks like. 72 soft pastels. So if you've got the budget for them, I would snap those up. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a Grace, what is ATC? Oh, add to cart. Oh, let me grab something here. I'm going to take a page out of Tammy's coloring, and I'm going to make this flower a gold yellow. So let me get my shades of color here. Hallelujah. Almost there. Okay. Here are my three colors. Here's my goldish yellow. This is a shuttle art, and it's called light orange yellow. There's my medium. And there's my light. Check it out. Okay. I'm going to start with my darkest color. Isn't that pretty? Now, when you're filling in your colors, because I'm putting in my darks at the moment, I don't want you to treat this as just plug and chug, meaning, oh, there's a dark spot, I'm going to throw my darker color on this. That's not it at all. You should be crafting your coloring and shading in anticipation of your other shades you're going to be putting on here. So there's my dark. Now my medium. Now, when you're putting on your medium, you should be looking at how your light areas are going to start popping up. So not only are you coloring in your medium at the moment, you're actually, in effect, coloring in your light. Isn't that beautiful? And then I'm going to come in with my light color. And that's really beautiful. What do you guys think of this yellow? Do you like it? Do you like that I'm making the one flower yellow and all the other ones pink? And notice how I'm using my light color now as a blender. And notice that I'm blending in the direction of the circles here. And then, if need be, Come back with your dark and your medium and continue blending in. You don't want any streaking on your rose. Blending, 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 rawhide. Everybody remember that song from the Rawhide Western? Maggie came up with that one time, and we've used it ever since. Now notice how I'm taking my darkest color and going back and shading in again. And look how that is creating a beautiful dimensional look. Okay. Let me pull out. Look at that. Finger blend. How do you like that one yellow rose with all the pinks around it? Which this will be as we're going along. Okay, let's keep going with our pink roses. Now, once again, just to tell where I am, I like to go ahead and just put a little bit of my color that I'm going to be using on the spot. So that's going to be pink. That one's going to be pink. I'm just using my lightest color at the moment. And of course that large one. And this large one. And this little nubby here. And this little nubby. And this flower. And this one. And these 3 little buds. All right. And then I'm going to come back to the lower right-hand corner here, right by our flower here. All right. Thank you, Tammy. So let's pop back to the left. Here's my light color. And my medium. Now, sometimes you won't use all 3 of your colors. It just depends. And that little bud is so small that it would be awkward to try and get a dark in there. Okay, next flower. Does that make sense to everybody? In other words, as I've always told you, don't go brain dead when you're doing grayscale. Here's my dark. Here's my light. Because remember, I just marked that with my light. Now I got to go back and put it in the specific spots. Carmen, good night. Carmen, how are your eyes doing? Will you update us before you go? Okay, now our medium. Notice that I'm looping and coloring in the direction of the petals. It makes a difference. Still a little blurry, but getting better. All right, now I'm going to go back and adjust with my dark. Now, again, this is specific to what I'm doing. You may not have to do this. But I want you to see what I'm doing to enhance the flowers. And if I spend too much time staring at one thing, I get that headache between my temple and eye. Okay. Take care, Carmen. Good night, Carmen. Good night, Carmen. Good night, Carmen. So glad you made it here with us. Oh, Carmen, of course I'm going to ask. Finger blend. Next flower. Okay, here's our light. And then I'm going to go to my dark. Janie, you bought some small clear embellishments. I'm going to put them on some of the flowers. They're raindrops. Oh, there you go. Here's our dark. Now it looks a little wonky, right? Let me pull out just a little bit so I don't keep going off camera. And then I'm going to come in with my medium. Again, notice my circular swoops with the pencil. And look how beautiful now that rose is starting to look. Any questions? I'm going to adjust this one dark area here. I don't like how it looks. Finger blend. And notice by darkening these edges here, that brings out the folds in the flowers. Any questions? And then I'm going to come in with my Mary. Hello. Mary, we've been missing you. Here's my ivory. Update on Keith, he's doing good, still in rehab, should come home next Friday. Yay! They did a home visit today and all is good. Mary, for the sake of new people who have come in, will you please explain who Keith is and what his rehab is all about? Blending. Hello, Ivy. There's Linda. Hi, Linda. Linda and the three amigos, Uno, Dos, Tres, Linda, Michelle, and Wally. Ivy, did you get my email? Okay, I'm just going to smooth this darker color out a little bit. Let's pop over here. Let me pull out so you guys can see what we're doing. Next flower. Here's our dark. Miss Tammy, good night. Tammy, please post a WIP in the group of the page that you're working on now. Okay, this is the background. Keith is Mary's husband, and on the 9th of January, he had to call 911. He was transported to the hospital, respiratory failure and cardiac arrest, was weak, and went to rehab to get stronger after they took care of him. Thank you for the update, Mary. So for anybody that cares to pray for Keith, now you can. Oh, Mary, our pleasure. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my medium. Linda, how are you feeling this evening? Oh, Mary, that's cool about your dad. Explain to everybody about your dad. Tell them his name. Mary's dad has been getting involved in coloring as well. And then we're going to come in with our light. Now, again, notice how I'm doing the circular coloring. And that was my next question, Mary. How is your dad adjusting to his independent living facility? Oh, Mary, I bet you are ready to have Keith home. Okay, done a little bit of my darkest color. Finger blend. Okay, Janie, thank you. Ivy, you can blend with anything that you want. Now, obviously, your hands need to be clean. But basically, because of the heat of the skin, I found it to be very effective on pencil. Okay, and again, I'm going to blend, and notice that I'm blending in a circular direction. See? Works beautifully. Okie dokie. Next flower. Upper right hand corner. There's our dark. Here's our lights. And then our medium. Coloring, companionship, and chat. Excellent. Finger blend. And then we'll come back with a little bit of dark. Thank you, Maggie. So, Mary, are you going to be able to join us on a more regular basis? Okay, then we have our 3 little teeny tiny roses here. So I've colored them to start in my light. And then I'm going to come back and add just a little bit of medium on there. Now, it's pretty hard to do any detail at all because they're so tiny. Got a little pink where I don't want it, so I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife and scrape that off. All right. Then I'm going to move down. We started with our light colors. Again, I was just marking these. Then I'm going to come in with my medium. And again, small flower, we can't do a lot of detail. Let me do the other tiny flowers while I'm here. Came in with my light color. Accent with our medium. Notice how I'm still putting the little U color, U stroke on these to indicate the different petals. Okay. Dark. And then our medium. Oh, perfectly understandable, Mary. And then our light. Everybody feeling comfortable with this coloring. And then I'm going to come in with my ivory. We'll do a little soft highlighting. Finger blend. Okay. Let me pull out. Guys, what do you think? Anybody having any barriers to coloring this? And again, I'm not necessarily looking for compliments on my coloring. What I want to know is how comfortable you feel coloring this. Would everybody feel comfortable coloring this on their own? Any questions? Lori says yes, she would feel comfortable coloring it. How about the rest of you? Grace, you're working on the roses right now. Mamie, you're saying yes? Good. Let me know, guys. That's the whole point of this group. And the reason that I always tell you to pace me is because I show you different coloring techniques that you might not have thought of. For example, the heart we did with the eyeshadow. And then making our one large rose yellow. Okay, next project. Posh Coloring by Thomas Kincaid, Painter of Light. So I've been working on the trees above here. And last night I told you I put in the green on here. We had to draw in a lot of the branches. Is now I'm going to come in with gray. Again, I don't want you to be intimidated by this. This page is absolutely gorgeous done up. Okay. So I'm going to start at the top. And I'm going to have to go with the darker gray. Remember, when you've got colors underneath something, it's going to affect that you put your colors that you put on top. So where I thought that I could get away with a medium gray, I'm actually having to use a darker gray. Now, I'm going to use small circles to get this tree effect that I want. And you can see how effective that looks. Now, don't forget to turn your pencil when you lift. Well, Grace and Mary, I'm glad you can come in here and relax. Now, notice how that gives us a nice um, leafy look. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. All right, let me pull out a second so you can see this effect. Any questions about what I'm doing? Guys, be willing to try different things to get the effects that you want. All right. Let me pull out. There we go. Now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. We have a little bit of a different color in the background, which is fine. We just want to add that little extra bushy look. Anybody a little surprised on how we're reaching this bushy look? All right. All right. Now I'm going to pull out and show you the difference between this side and this side here. And you can see now that this looks like a nice bushy tree. All right. And then up into the upper right hand corner. All right. Any questions? Now notice that I'm not really doing any finger blend on that because I want that light airy look as though there are leaves in the tree. And let me pull over side by side so you can see. What do you think? Now, I'm going to start working in this area down here. We've got a very light grayish misty area between the trees. Now, again, I have to work within the constraints of the lines that were drawn in by the whoever drew this. So, unfortunately, we're going to have these stark lines. But notice that I am coloring over them to at least minimize them as much as I can. Who's coloring this with me tonight? Okay, now we've got a tree or a bush right next to this cabin or cottage. So I'm going to pick out a medium gray, and the reason that I can do this now is because I don't have to worry about coloring on top of any other color. Janie, you're still on the mailbox. Okay. All right, I'm just scoping out my areas here. And I'm just going to pull in a little bit of the darker gray. And we're just going to shade that a little bit. And notice how I'm darkening. Hi, Kathy. Notice how I'm darkening the center a little bit. All right, let's pull out and look at this again. Kathy, tell me something fun. Janie, send me a quick picture of your mailbox again. Kathy, how is John doing? And Kathy, I want to show you how far we have come with our little girl with our hearts and flowers. I think it's turning out really well. I'm sorry he's still fighting that cold. What about his healing from his back surgery? Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you like that color palette on our little girl. Okay, Janie sent me another picture of her mailbox. Whoop, got a little bit of a shadow on it. Check it out, guys. All right. And she put in a pink envelope. I love it. Okay. I'm going to switch over to our left-hand side. You know how after when you color something for a while, you just want to do something different? So we have an area here of pink flowers and a little bit of orange. So we're going to go ahead and dot that in, and that's where I was using my water-based markers. Now, unfortunately, once again, the artist that did this just put in a bunch of squiggles for the different flowers and the greenery. So we have to pick out what we're going to make what. Don't let that throw you. So John's back muscles are sore from going up and down ladders, but no back spasms. Good. And hopefully he's being very careful about lifting anything. Okay, now, when you run into something like this where there's not a clarity on the image as to where something is, what you need to do is look at the picture and see where that object is that you want to color. And this particular object is right across from our crossbar for our well. So that will help me decide where to put this. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go straight across. And we'll go ahead and put in our orange. And then I'm going to come in with my pink. Hello, Kitty. And we're going to put our additional pink up here. Oh, Kathy, you said John is being very careful and the guys are looking out for him. That is wonderful. So I take it John is still happy with his job? And then we've got our pink up here. Kitty, tell us something fun. And we've got pink coming behind the well. So Kathy, John is still happy with his job. Okay, let's keep moving behind the well. I'm at the top. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start filling in with a dark green marker. And a lighter green. Let me pick out my darker green here. Okay, here we go. For the most part, our darker green is below our color that we just put in. Now, sometimes we might have to fill in where there aren't any lines. And that's where you're going to use your artistic skill and imagination. Don't let that buffalo you. Guys, is this starting to make sense to you? And then I'm going to go back up by our pine tree. Janie, good night. I've got about 5 minutes left. Kathy, you're back. Now, again, we don't have any lines to tell us where exactly our green needs to go. That's okay. Look at the original. The green comes from below this little tree here down to here. So we will adjust accordingly. Okay. Now notice that I'm poking in my colors in short little swatches. I'm not doing the long back and forth coloring stroke. All right. Now, I'm running out of time, but I just want to show you now where our lighter green's going to go. And this will all start to make sense. Okay. And real quick, we're going to add a little bit of purple at this base. Isn't that pretty? Ivy, did you get your email? All right, hang with me for a minute, guys. Okay, I'm going to stop there for the moment. Let me pull out. Check it out, guys. Okay, guys, we will continue this tomorrow. I hope you can see how everything is now coming together beautifully. I think we're getting a really good do on this. Okay, so there's the Kincaid picture. Here is the vintage Valentine's Postcards Jubilee with a bright yellow flower. And I think we're getting a good do on this as well. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Love on each other. That's what we're known for. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Guys, please share this broadcast. There are people out there that can use the companionship and the friendship. That's why I keep asking you to share this so people become aware. Okay, guys, till tomorrow night then. Thanks for stopping by. I had a great time. I hope you did too, and I hope you learned something. Take care, guys. Love ya. Bye.